What is up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan Mahalik here, and I'm coming at you with a best of 7 series versus Murray, or Blizz, whatever he prefers to go by. He's known by both, and he's part of Toted's crew with Sinful and Toted, who I just faced in best of 5s. So yeah, but he is not, he doesn't really talk trash. He's a nice guy, so lots of respect to him. But yeah, let's get into this best of 7. Starting map is Offside, and we've got some Dartling Glue versus DFA action. Looks, of course I go for an aggro start. I'm trying to force his second trip dart here. It looks like he isn't budging, so we're just going to continue sending blues and layer them into round 6 with some greens over it, probably. So because he greeted for his plantation. So we boost some greens over that. With that, we force a spolt, so that's good. And then we can't really force anything else, so we're just gonna farm on from here. He sends us a few greens. We get up a second dartling right away, and we get up soon enough where we don't have to get up a second powerful dart, so that's good for us. And then we're just gonna farm on. Looks like he's sending me some yellows. We just get up the second powerful darts, and that cleans up. Round 9, we go for a big yellow rush. This is to force the second spolt, and that's what we do. So that's solid. Then we go for a lead. This is to force a juggernaut. He sells his spolt to go for the juggernaut, so waste some money there. I noticed that, so I go for some whites here to force that second spolt back. And we already have 510 eco at this point, while he probably is around 330 maybe? 350, and we're tied in farms because we've been playing very aggro this game. So we're planning on continuing our aggression. He sends us some camel leads, just forces the plutonium darts, pretty standard stuff. We send him a zebra rush that forces a third spolt. He sends us a rush. I just boost against this. I actually end up leaking here because I didn't have my glue splatter. I probably should have went for that instead of going for another dartling, but either way, we handled, and we'll be able to defend an all out if he does it with a glue storm and a hydropods, so I'm not scared about boosting that. Round 14, we send him some zebras, a set of rainbows, and then yellows and pinks over it. He doesn't target his jug back to first, and he actually ends up going down to that. The one set of rainbows in there can be really deadly, so yeah, that's game 1. I'll catch you guys in the next game. Looks like his losing map was Roadblock. Pretty interesting losing map. Guess he wants to go late game or something. We're going Dartling Bomb here. We're expecting NFE or DFA probably. I'm fine facing either of those. And it looks like he's going DFA. So we're gonna play this pretty passive. Probably a 254 eco start. Yeah, 254, and then we'll get our farm up at 36 seconds and hopefully get 1 banana here. Yep, so we get 1 banana on that round. A 254 eco start allows you to get 1 banana around 2 if you don't anti-stall around, so good thing to note. And yeah, gonna be pretty passive. We'll send him a few pinks to 262 eco. That forces a second dart. He sends us some. We end up just greeting for our plantation because this map is really long, so we can afford to greed for it and tank some lives. And then we just get up our powerful darts here at 130. We'll send him some blacks here just to force a second trip dart. Go for our farm. Nothing you guys haven't seen before. So DFA technically outlasts, but the thing is DFA, I normally start sending DFA ZMGs like around 31 or so just space CMGs the whole time, and that slowly drains DFA, so that's kind of the plan. We send him some yellows around 8 to force a spolt. He's not, okay, he sends us stuff, we get up the immediate frag bomb, and the reason we go for the frag bombs immediately instead of just a 0-0 is because lots of times if you get it up fast enough and they send a lot of yellows, the frag bomb will just be able to handle and you don't have to get up a cluster. that's kind of why I just immediately go for it, even if I don't necessarily need to. Round 10, he gets his Juggernaut up, pretty standard stuff. He starts going for a lead rush with some regrow leads behind. We just end up going for a second Dartling because we don't really want to waste money on a cluster, and we have to get this Dartling up to Plutonium darts anyways. So this kind of saves us money in the long run, going for a second Dartling here. And then we actually end up going for a bit of a greedy play. We go for a Republic. He doesn't punish us on it, so that's good for us. And then we just get up our Plutonium darts after that. So we're on pace for around 14 BIA, which is really solid, because he hasn't been forcing much defense and kind of let us go for that Republic play early. And there we get that round 14 BIA. We can afford a cluster also if he chooses to rush us, but it doesn't look like it. Round 15, we just bait a boost. Because we balloon boosted that, we can't really re-rush him and force like a cash out or anything, sadly. It probably would have been better not to balloon boost that and balloon boost the second rush and try to force a cash out, but bit of a misplay. But we'll keep chugging along here. We go for the Temptation side of our BIA just to kind of make it cook up faster. It looks like he sends me a Moab. 3 Dartlings, if he doesn't send much under it, actually can defend. And he isn't sending leads for some reason. So we actually defend that with some Dartling micro to break down those ceramic layers pretty easily. So that's definitely solid. He would have definitely forced a boost if he balloon boosted the Moab or if he sent leads under it, but because he did neither of it, it was a pretty easy defend. So we're getting ready for BFB here. We're just going to cash out and defend without boost. So we just go for a farm anyways since we're planning to cash out in the first place. Since our BIA was pretty much full since we got around 14-1. So here's how you defend without boost. 3 more Maulers, an impact. And you don't really need a cluster, I just get it up to be safe. And that defends pretty easily. I sell my defense now and just go for a facility. If he were to send another one, we would just get up 2 Maulers or whatever and then end up boosting against it probably. Depending on how much money we had, so. Round 22, we send some stuff in with the ceramics of the AI. He goes for triple jug and that's able to clean up, so good play. So we do have a pretty nice farm lead now because he sent that Moab in BFB. And he didn't even force a boost on either of them, so that's really solid. We also probably have an eco lead because of that as well. BFBs drain a pretty good amount of eco actually. So you don't want to send too many of them since they drain like 250 maybe eco each. But yeah, just farming on right now. Round 24 AI. We're going to be able to clean up pretty much all the AI with our impact, which is good. So round 25 AI, this can get pretty spooky on his side unless he has a lot of defense. Looks like he ends up just boosting against it, fair play. You don't really need boosts with DFA late game, so he can kind of greed with those boosts if he wants to. Of course, I still have all 3 boosts left, which is really solid. You only really need 2 late game, but he hasn't drained any, so I'm fine having 3. There I sell my BIA, just start spamming some facilities, and we've got a really solid amount of money right now. We're up about, I think, 1 facility on him after he's placing the 1. Okay, we're up a little bit more than a facility on him right now, so that's really good. We get 2 Maulers up there for just AI, and that should be able to clean up everything. I also get the Frag Bomb upgrade on the Mauler normally, if you didn't notice that, so it increases the range a little bit, but also the frags do a decent amount of damage to the mob itself, so that's kind of why I go for it, but honestly, you can go either way, it doesn't matter too much. We're just spamming facilities right now, kind of spamming them in the most areas we can without blocking area for defense at the moment. Soon we're going to start sending him. We're spamming some 0-0 bombs just to get them ready for maulers as well. And yeah, that's all. We're going to go for farms probably. Now we're just going to start spamming bombs, getting ready for him to send. And we start sending ZOMGs as well, round 32. Just spaced ones because it's not really worth it to send DFA fast cooldown ones till you think you're going to kill them. Since ground zeros affect all the balloons on the screen, it's more cost effective to send spaced and drain their money of ground zeros that way, if that makes sense. He starts sending me fast cooldown ones round 32, which is really interesting. This should be a pretty easy defend, honestly. We just sell some farms, go for a lot of mob assassins, and yeah, it should be an easy cleanup, honestly. This round 32 is really early to send, and then we go for 2 Ray of Dooms as well. We boost here. We didn't honestly really need to. We just boost because we have 3 left, so I'm not scared of using a boost. At this point, we're just working on spamming a lot of mob maulers to be safe of any other rushes, since we have a huge advantage because he wasted so much money on those CMGs. So we're continuing our space CMGs. As you can see, his farms are getting absolutely drained. We use our second boost here. Using the mob assassins, pretty standard stuff. And yeah, he's not going to be able to defend these ZOMGs probably. We still have a facility up that we didn't sell, but don't really need the money, and we have a boost left, and that ends up being GG. Definitely bad play going for the round 32 rush there. Alright, so it looks like his losing map was Hot Tub. So another DFA versus Dartling Bomb matchup. He just lost the last matchup, so I don't really know what he's thinking choosing another map where we're gonna have the same matchup, but we'll see how this goes for him. I'm gonna go for the same exact start, 254 with the anti-stall round 1, and we'll get 1 banana up hopefully on round 2. Yeah, we do that. Okay, so same exact start as last time. We'll send him to 262 eco again, and yeah. So there we send 262. And we end up greeting for our plant once again. Taking some lives, but I'm fine with that for the money. He actually stopped sending me for a little bit, so we actually don't leak too badly. And then we get our powerful darts up. As you can see, we got some spectators in here. We got my lovely fans watching this. Round 6, we send him some blacks. We're trying to force a second trip dart here. We do that, just that, and then we stop. And we're farming on. The goal is to get around 14 BIA. If we get around 15, that's fine, but around 14 BIAs are really solid with Dartling Bomb. You should get so much money. Round 8, we do a bit of layering just so we don't have to send very many yellows into the sport, and we end up forcing it. He sends me some yellows, forces that frag bomb, nothing else. And yeah, pretty standard stuff. Same thing that kind of went on last game. Round 10, we're going to force that Juggernaut right here with a set of leads. He's doing the same exact lead and zebra rush as last time. Kind of interesting rush. I don't really think much of it. It just makes me get up my Dartling a little bit sooner than I would have to. But as you can see, we have 4 plants and a what's it called? A 1-0 farm on round 13. So we're doing really solid on the farm department right now. Planning on getting around 14 BIA right here. Looks like he's on track to get around 14 BIA as well, which is solid for him. So we end up having so much money. We get around 14 BIA with leaving a whole plantation behind. So we're not going to sell that plantation unless he rushes us, of course, and then we'll sell it to get up some defense. But for the meantime, we're going to get some farm income from it as well, which is really nice. So we send him some leads here. And then looks like he's sending me leads as well. So he ends up boosting against it. We just sell our plantation, get up a dartling or so, and then that's able to clean up easily. So we're up a boost now, but of course boosts don't matter too badly with DFA. But yeah, pretty standard stuff. We just go for another dartling here. Nothing crazy. He goes for around 18 layered rush. This is gonna do nothing with our 4 dartlings and a bomb. And then we go for another farm because normally I wouldn't go for this farm, but since we got around 14 BIA, I'm planning on cashing out to defend a BFB. So that's why I went for the farm. He actually goes for a late mob around 19, layered in with the leads. So that's a smart rush. I actually have to sell this farm here and go in for an impact. It might have been better just to boost that, honestly, and kind of save some money. But I end up defending that without boost. I'm not sure what the right play is there, because I don't really need 3 boosts. Here he goes for a BFB. We're going to do the same defense as before, cashing out our BIA. A cluster, an impact, and 3 maulers, and that ends up cleaning up pretty easily. Then we sell our defense and go for the facility. So same exact play as last time, pretty much. He doesn't send a follow-up or anything, so we just go for the valuable bananas. And yeah, layer in some leads with round 22 AI. Looks like he ends up, okay, he doesn't actually leak there, so good ace micro, catching those leaks. And we're chilling right now. We'll see if he ends up sending me like a ZOMG or anything. But it looks like he actually goes for a double BIA after going for his fact, so that's very interesting. I would think just spamming some facilities would be better, but I guess he can try the double BIA play. The reason why we're keeping still so many dartlings up is because it's common for people to layer in camo ceramics with round 24, round 25 AI. So we kind of just have those up to be careful. We sell our BIA there. We have 4 facts now. And we're just kind of continuing our spam of factories. And yeah. Pretty standard stuff. So around 26 AI, there's a bunch of Regal Rainbows that come. And I like to get up just a second cluster just to be safe to defend those, because sometimes it can be overwhelming with my current defense. And then I'll just sell that cluster here for farms. Also, a bit of a misplay on my part. If you place your farms really close to each other, you can actually fit 6 along this left side row, and I only fit 5. So that actually makes quite a bit of a difference since I will have max farm space at the end of this game. And I'm pretty sure you can also fit another farm on top of this farm right here, which that's another misplay on my part. So there's 2 farm spots that I'm missing with my current placements. As you can see, I'm getting angry that I can't place it there. Then I just go for a spot on the right side. We try selling a farm here just to go and try to fit another one, but we still can't. I'm not sure exactly what I went wrong there. And as you can see, he ended up fitting all 6 on that row, so that's definitely solid play from him. We sell a few dartlings there to go for the farm at the bottom, and then this is pretty much all we can do for farms since we have a few misplacements. We start sending spaced on round 30. That's definitely too early. I should have just kind of chilled for a bit and placed defense before sending him. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. We've also planning on getting hydropods and 2 Ray of Dooms for balloons at the end of the track. But as you can see, we're just going to continue sending space CMGs pretty much the whole time while we fit all of these bombs in that we can. We actually start selling facilities slowly to fit bombs, just to kind of prepare for a rush if he does send me one. But as you can see, he's actually doing really well here. He still has all his farms up, so he's getting a lot of income and just defending those ZMGs easily, because I kind of started sending them a little bit too early, probably. Then he starts sending me around 33. We just start using mob assassin abilities. We still have 3 boosts left, so we could use a boost to greed a little bit more at the start. since we only really need 2 boosts for when he starts doing a big ZOMG rush. And we continue with our spaced. And he still has all of his farms up. That's actually really impressive that he hasn't sold any farms yet. So here we end up using our first boost, because we want to be able to use all 3 boosts at the end of the game and kind of use them effectively as possible. It's round 35 now, so it's getting pretty late. We're trying to spam the whole map with bombs while continuing to send him spaced. As you can see, his farms are starting to get dwindled a lot though as well, so that's good for us. And we use our second boost here because he starts sending fast cooldowns. This is going to be really close. He still has 5 factories up, so that's really good on his part. But we have another boost left, and we should be able to defend these ZOMGs that he sent us pretty easily, maybe without boost as well. And he ends up choking his GZ micro there, so we win game 3 as well, going to the his 3rd losing map. So I'll catch you guys there. Alright, it looks like his 3rd losing map was Riverside. This man likes to go late game apparently, choosing a lot of maps that go late, so we'll see how this goes. I'm going boat mortar. I'm guessing that he's going boat mortar or boat ace. Those are the 2 most popular strategies on this map, so yeah. We go for an anti-stall round 1 in case he's going boat ace, and then we just go for our farm. He ends up sending me, but I'd rather go for my farm, get some extra bananas, and I'm not really going to leak much to this send either way, so yeah. Round 4, I send him some pinks, he does the same. I just greed for my plantation here, and it looks like he ends up doing the same thing, greeting for his plant as well. But as you can see, we do have a pretty nice life advantage, so that's definitely solid. Even though we got our plant before him, because he greeted for his plantation as well while sending us stuff round 2. So we were able to get our grape shot up sooner. Round 6, we both force our faster shootings. He continues sending into round 7, trying to force a 0-0 boat on top of that. We just greed for our plantation, then get our boat ups afterwards. Round 8, we go for a yellow rush, trying to force a mortar here. And that's what we do, so that's definitely solid. We actually forced the faster shooting upgrade on that as well, and make him leak some, so I'm happy with that. He ends up playing this passive, just going for farms. And then sending us sleds, of course, just to force my mortar. We send him some whites here, force that Bernie stuff and a 0-0 boat. And then we send him a camo lead to force that signal flare. So we have a slight equal lead at this point probably, while he's a little bit ahead of in farms. As you can see, he'll get his plant up before us. And he also has more defense down as well. So I'm planning on greeting this for my BIA around 14 if he does the same, because I know he won't have too much money to rush me if he goes for his BIA, so I'm not really scared of him rushing me when I have low money as well. So he doesn't go for his BIA, so we end up just going for a bank actually, and kind of getting a bit of eco there. And he goes for around 15 lead rush. We go for a destroyer that cleans everything up, and then we sell our boats and go for a BIA on top of that. Round 16, we do a kind of dumb lead rush. We cash out our BIA. We force a boost, but I don't really know if that's worth it. Probably would have been better just to farm on, because I don't know if he cashed out to defend that as well. Then we do a secondary rush afterwards. We end up cashing out our BIA again, and this definitely forces a cash out from his side. He gets a balloon buster and 2 destroyers. So we are up a boost now, and we have the same amount in our BIAs, but of course he has a lot more defense down, so we're susceptible to Moabs. So we're getting ready for that. We spike the front. He sends us a Moab. I really didn't want to boost this, but I wasn't sure, so I ended up boosting it, and I think that was the right call. So we'll see if he sends a second one. That forces a cash out. We bolt pull it, and then we're able to clean all this up. So now we're gonna send him one. Hopefully try to force him to cash out. We'll see if we can do that. We balloon boosted his way. Send some leads. It mixes in with the round AI leads, and then he actually gets up a destroyer and a grape shot. So I think we forced a cash out there. I'm not exactly sure. He sends us another Moab with round 20 AI. We bolt pull it, get up some destroyers afterwards, and that we're chilling. So have been pretty aggro boat mortar gameplay here, forcing cash outs left and right, defense, boat pulls, that type of stuff. But we are up a boost, I think, right now. So it's definitely solid. And yeah, round 22 AI, we send a Moab mixed in with all the ceramics, and then he ends up boosting and boat pulling it. So that's solid for us. So I think actually that might have been his second boost. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember if he's at 1 or 0 boosts. He's one or the other, so we definitely have a boost advantage at this point. We're getting ready to place more boats in case he sends like a Moab with round 24 AI. It's kind of why that 0-0 boat's kind of chilling there right now. And we also have a balloon buster. So he sends the Moab a little bit early, where we're able to, it doesn't really layer in with the round AI easel that well, and then we just clean everything up with our destroyers. So because we have a ton of destroyers down, this will actually handle round 25 AI, so we don't go for a big one. We actually just go for double balloon big balloon buster, and that cleans up everything pretty easily. And as you can see, we actually, well, actually he hasn't sold his BIA yet, so I don't know if I have a farm lead at this point. And we're just farming on. We'll see if we have a farm lead once he sells his BIA. Okay, it appears we do have a farm lead. That's very solid. He sold his big one there to farm on. A good play on his part. But we are up a facility somehow. I guess we might have forced cash outs in the middle there when I was talking about it, and that could have made us have that lead in farms. But yeah. So as you can see here, he actually only has that signal flare, no big balloon buster or anything, and he ends up leaking there to 2 lives from 10. That was crazy. Like, what are the chances you leak 8 lives on round 28? But we continue farming on. We have a pretty nice farm lead now, so I'm happy about that. And of course we are up on boost, as I said before. But this is also going to come down to mortar micro at some point as well. So we can start spamming some boats. Our boat placements from before though were pretty bad, and it makes it so we can't fit as many boats as I wanted to. But that's okay. Round 32 AI, this is a pretty easy cleanup with all the defense we currently have, so that's definitely good. It looks like he's spamming the boats as well. We're probably going to start sending him soon, and I'm guessing that he'll just counter with the same send. We end up going for a big one spam. The reason being, big ones are actually pretty good against Moabs, and of course it will clean up all the balloons inside quickly as well. So I think going for lots of big ones is actually really smart, especially when you have a good amount of money in reserve. Round 34, we start sending here. And then it looks like he starts sending as well. We boost immediately because we want to have time to get our second boost back and use that as well. And then we start our mortar stall, and looks like he starts his mortar stall as well. So this is going to come down close. Having the boost advantage is actually really helpful because we can break down more of the ZOMG layers and stall the insides faster than him. So as you can see, the ZOMGs are getting a bit farther on his side already because of that boost and the money lead we had. Here we use our second boost. We're popping the ZOMGs a lot quicker than him. but it looks like he's mortar stalling a bit better, so it's going to be close. We start targeting all of our big ones down here to hit those Moabs down here, and then we'll target them up at the top later as well. As you can see, we're still using our mortar stalls. I start to target my big ones towards the top as well around here. The mobs are a bit farther on his side, so that's good for us. But it's getting close on both sides as well. Getting really close on his side now. We keep using these mortar stall abilities. It's getting super close on his side. We actually end up choking a mortar stall right there. And you can see how close the mobs get because of that choke. And then we choke another one. They almost leak through. This is going to be extremely close. And he ends up going down. So, good game to Mr. Murray or Blizz, whatever he wants to go by. And yeah, that is the best of 7 versus him. So I'll catch you guys later.